And now, as promised, I'm back interviewing COVID. So, another year on, and you're still raising hell. But I hear you're weaker now.
Yes, well, I was going to the gym quite regularly before, lifting weights and so forth. But when they all closed down, obviously I couldn't go anymore and I simply fell out of the habit.
We've also had quite a few variations on you since last year. When I interviewed you last time, you'd morphed into a Kent variation. Since then, we've had the Delta variant, which always makes me think of the blues for some reason. Woke up this morning, felt a bit blur. And now this new Southern African strain. Would you therefore describe yourself as the Madonna of Malaise? You know, how she kept on shifting images back in the 80s, 90s? I just thought that one up. I'm quite pleased with it, actually.
I prefer being compared to David Bowie. That's why some of my early self-restylings took place in Kent, where he grew up.
Lots of people like David Bowie, but they don't all plan to kill the world. But you're now calling yourself Omicron. Are you taking inspiration from the artist formerly known as Prince?
No.
Oh, right you are. Actually, there's been a bit of controversy or controversy about how we pronounce your name.
You can call me what you like, so long as you don't call me late for breakfast. Hee.
Okay, shall I call you Gitty McGit Virus then? So, recently, it's been confirmed that there were not one, but two parties at number 10 Downing Street, home to Boris Johnson, our current Prime Minister here in the UK, whom I might add you nearly killed last year. You must remember the incident. Were you present at the said parties? I can't think he would have invited you, seeing as, you nearly did for the man. Plus, it was apparently COVID safe. But were you?
Yes, I was. And it was COVID safe because at no point did I feel like I was in any danger. I nearly was at one point because he nearly sat on me, but I scooted out of the way pretty smartly.
Oh, were you? Because I never got an invite. Not so I would have gone, but it would have been fun to have snooped in. Kind of glad I didn't, now I know you were there.
That's not a kind thing to say. Look, I just want to make friends with lots of people. But with all these lockdowns, it's been really hard. I've tried joining various Zoom groups, but it just isn't the same.
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it? For being deadly and tending to kill people, or at least make them not feel very well. By the way, you mentioned Zoom just then. Due to you, it's really taken off. Can I ask you, COVID, did you have shares in this beforehand? Is financial gain your motive for your deadly killing spree?
I can't buy shares. I'm a microorganism.
Well, at least I got Sir Jacob Fotherington Thomas to over the fact he has shares in a street lighting firm. He wasn't so shady, forgive the pun. People have said that in your latest incarnation as Omicron, you're mild. Would you say that that's true?
I'm older now, so suppose I've mellowed.
Yeah, maybe, but you still kill people. Mind you, at the time they referred to Dr. Crippen as the mild murderer, and he's known as a serious serial killer, although in fact he only killed his missus, which from reading about it I can kind of understand, and from recently having got divorced can also understand. So, okay, recently there was a bit of a hoo-ha about whether kids could be still attending school whilst you're still at large, and it was claimed that you don't know the difference between a classroom and a corridor. Is that true?
I don't discriminate.
Equal opportunities killer, are you then? No prejudice? Or is it simply that you're ignorant of educational architecture? The UK government has as yet to put harder rules and restrictions in place, at least until after Christmas. Have you informed Boris Johnson that you're taking the days off? I mean, everybody needs to take annual leave, don't they? Even you.
I don't take time off. I'm very hard working.
Does Sajid Javid, a man whose name sounds like an anagram of a palindrome, know that?
I think you'd be better off asking them.
Well, that's the thing. You see, I can't. I've been taken off any political reporting since I missed a major scoop about Sir Jacob Fotherington Thomas's recent promotion whilst interviewing him. He's a cagey one. Anyway, I stand to get more danger money interviewing you. Talking of which, you're a real money spinner, aren't you? Getting everyone to buy masks, again, after people thought they could get away with burning them. Making lateral flow tests. And don't mug me for this on the street, people. More harder to get hold of than the annual Christmas must-have Christmas kids toy. And a booming line in fake vaccination passes.
What can I say? I'm the product of a capitalist society.
So am I, but I go around making people ill. So, any resolutions for New Year? Stop smoking? Stop practicing yoga? Stop killing people?
Look, I can't help that. It's pre-programmed into me.
Really now? You're playing that mind control card, are you? Gonna claim that Darren Brown took you under?
Who's Darren Brown?
No, I don't think you've worked your magic on him yet. Latest reports say you were around a lot in London. Like the place, do you?
Well, London's an iconic city with a historic past ranging from the settings of Dickens to the beautiful people of the 1960s youthquake. Who wouldn't want to live there? If it's good enough for extremely rich Russian oligarchs, it's good enough for me. Not that I have just one home, though. I like to get around the globe.
Yes, I appreciate that, though most of the world doesn't.
Are you going to say because you kill them again because I'm getting a bit tired of that?
Not as tired as I was after my first jab, nor indeed as tired as I am of only having the one story to report on most of the time, which is you. A good old Tory sex scandal would have been fun. I mean, yes, we did have one, but it was Matt Hancock. How he manages, I'll never know. But you were still involved because he was the health secretary. If only it had been someone in charge of, I don't know, housing, sport, transport. Now you've affected all of those departments' works in ways as well. God, you're ubiquitous and omnipresent and all powerful, come to think of it. Are you God?
No.
Well, okay, that's a breakthrough. COVID denies being God. Well, if you were, I mean, you wouldn't have wanted people to not have celebrated your kid being born last year, would you? Lord knows all the young, or sometimes not so young dads I know can't wait to boast.
Look, as I've told you before, I'm a microorganism, so I can't have kids. I can shapeshift somewhat, reinvent myself, but that's about it. I like to make friends, but they're all platonic, albeit on a planetary scale.
Back to young people in London though. I heard something today on the radio that you're putting a lot of young folk in hospital who for the main part have not yet had an inoculation. Now okay, some may have been too young to already have been invited for a jab. Don't know why they phrase it like that, like you get an RSVP to a party or something. I had to book online and then rock up to my local Asda, yeah, classy, I know, for the booster. Or should that be Boaster? I do wonder when I see people posting they've done the same on the social medias. Okay, so some of these young people and other groups states they won't take the vaccine. Edgelords. No one tells me what to do. I have my own immunity. It's all made up by the government of, how many countries? Oh, and that one from last year, yeah, G5. I know you deny being a mass murderer, But are you just taking your eye out on, well, twats?
Well, I don't suffer fools gladly.
Does anyone? I've never heard a person say, yeah, bring me all the idiots, I love them. Well, I'm afraid that just about wraps things up for now. COVID, you've been a great guest, but, and nothing personal. I really hope I'm not interviewing you again next year.